Welcome back to On Call, where we talk about all things Las Vegas entertainment industry. I'm your host, Matthew Gob. Our guest today, he turns artists into athletes, helps parents get in shape with dance and fitness. He goes by the name of Joe Stylezzz. Welcome to the pod, my boy.
How you doing, bro?
Good, man.
Thank you for having me, man. For real.
It's awesome. It's dope to have you here this morning. To be honest with you, you were actually the first person on our list when we were making season 2. As our guest, you were top priority. So the fact that we even have you here right now today is just amazing. And I know it's going to be education filled.
Come on.
This is what the viewers need. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been anticipating this episode. So again, lucky to have you here, brother.
Man, appreciate it. Like, for real. Really appreciate, being able to even get a platform to speak on, man.
Yep.
Like,
We appreciate it. So, right into it, I want to talk about becoming a dance athlete. So you have this program, right, called Danceletics, if I'm not mistaken, right? And everybody knows you as this big fitness guy, and but it's one thing to be about fitness, but then it's another thing to be an educator and to really implement the things that you're talking about, because I know these are topics like financial, insurance, health-wise, regime, rehabilitation. All of that is something that a dancer or someone that looks to be a professional at this, they know it's there, but they don't apply the knowledge, or they don't even seek it out because they get nervous, because it's such a big topic where I feel like sometimes they don't know where to start. So,
Agreed.
Seeing your program and watching like what you do, your own regime, and then you helping out as dancers specifically, your performers, they need a specific regime into doing what they do. We can't just take like a bodybuilder's regime and emulate it, right? We were talking before this podcast, all the things that kind of the small little details that make the bigger picture, right? So, yeah, just from there, I know there's 5 points of emphasis within this becoming a dance athlete by Joseph A. Smith, right?
Appreciate that.
So it encompasses physical fitness and conditioning, recognizing dance as a sport, dedication and discipline, setting goals, and developing a growth mindset.
Come on.
So tell us a little bit about Danceletics and becoming a dance athlete.
Man, I'll make that somewhat brief, because for me, that hearing is so crazy how you said that. Hearing that in that brief, sentence or paragraph, it says so quick, but really it's literally like a 10-year, like it's a decade in that sentence. You know what I'm saying? So from learning that I can't train like a bodybuilder, or I can't train how other people train just for mass. I have to train in a way that encompasses all attributes of the ability to what a dance athlete actually is. Because technically, we don't know. So like we know what a basketball athlete is. We know what a football athlete is. We know what a soccer athlete is. We know exactly what that looks like. So on my journey in that phrase, it was, what is that? Because when I first started my journey on becoming that's why I said becoming. That's why I named it Becoming, because it wasn't just something that was just, this is what it is. So, when you're young, somebody, to look at LeBron James, the basketball is the top basketball athlete. We know, like, when we say athlete, he's a basketball athlete. Like, he's top tier. When we say dance, we don't even know what that looks like. What is that? Is that somebody that's 6'5"? Is that somebody that's 4'11"? Is that somebody that's body mass index is, I don't know, perform better at 15% body fat versus 20%? Like, what are we looking at when we're talking about becoming that? So for me, that phrase was really like, I'm looking for it. So that's what started me on that journey. That's pretty much the emphasis behind that. It's like, what is it? Because when I was looking at, I need to get faster. How do I get faster? If I run track, then I'm just, of course, statistically, I get some form of fast, but is it going to actually make my glides faster? Is it going to make my techniques like dime stops or flow? Is it going to make these better? It might not, because that's for track. It's not for us. What is it? So in that phrase, that's kind of what made me go into that space of what is it?
Right. So
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I like that you did explain it in that way, because becoming a dance athlete, it's not just like you can look at a page and be like, okay, that's how you do it. Oh, I'm just going to look it up on Google and say like, what is a dance athlete? How do I become one? Is there a regime? How do I build myself for this? How do I train for that? Like
100%.
There really isn't too much. Really, I mean, like I'm back in school in college, and like I look at scholarly articles, and there's really not that much, and if anything, it's surrounded more around ballet. And ballet's been around for, the presence of it has been around for so long, and even then, like with some of those articles, there's only so much. Like there's
100%,
and they always kind of center around the same thing. The conclusion is always the same, to where it's like you spoke about it: basketball players, football players, soccer, anything. They have a wide range of resources that they can
100%.
outsource to. But when it comes to dance, and everything is equivalent to the intensity, the being adamant about everything, the consistency, all of that is right up there with a football player. Everything.
100,000%.
But there's minimal resources to it. And so,
agreed.
Did you kind of find yourself, like you said, that you were looking for things, how to become a dance athlete, and there was like really nothing?
It was legitimately nothing.
Yeah.
Like, so with ballet, of course, ballet was like literally the only, like, and I'm so glad you touched on it, was literally the only sources that was backed scientifically, versus like, oh, I see it, but what is the toll it takes? Like, the closest thing we got to where people can see that they're athletes is our b-boy brothers, our b-boys and b-girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the closest, at least in the umbrella of street dance or that whole vibe, our closest thing to what we can see without seeing the back end. We know when ballet dancers jump and they do a tour, or they do a double, or they do a quad, we know he can jump high. He's strong. He just did 4 turns in 1 leap. Wow. So we know when we watch B-boys, they just did an icy ice. It's like, yo, they did women, they do air flares. Like, we know that is, you cannot do that unless you have some athletic prowess. Like, you have to be able to be in a certain space with your body. So visually, it's no argument. Now, with ballet, outside of the jumping, I was looking, okay, this is how they train their jumping, or their plyometrics, or their versions of how they go into flow, and how they eat, how they stretch, how they recover. It makes sense for them. Everything etched out in how ballet dancers train, it is like their shoes. It's specifically for ballet. It doesn't cross over, like, oh, you can use slippers in juking, you can use ballet slippers for beat. It's like, you can, just to be artistic, but from a training perspective, ballet, they have their certain clothes, they have what color they need to wear on stage, they have the size, they have how thin, how tall, they cover so many different bases in that space of their sport and their artistry, that it makes sense that they have more than we do, at least in the modern, you know what I'm saying, the modern day art. So now with this whole finding of how I found it, and how I just did trial and error. I was doing trial and error with everything. I did CrossFit. I did nothing but calisthenics. I did straight yoga. And I'm talking, I didn't do this for like 2 months. I didn't dabble in them. I did them for like 9, 10. I did them for a long time. I did the bodybuilding. I did powerlifting. I did them. That's why I said it in that phrase. It's not just like a small time. For when I hear that phrase, I'm like thinking like, dang, I remember doing this, finding out, dang, this doesn't work. Dang, okay, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. And once I realized that how we dance, how, like, because every dancer that we I guess learn from, or every, I can't even say dancer, I'm gonna say every choreographer and artist that we learn from, they give us a different version of how they move. So you can never be ready. Like, it's almost impossible to be ready for the next mover, because everybody's artistry, it's a million different variations of how you're going to be given a choreography piece. You could be moving slow, you could be moving fast, you could be moving quick. You like SAQs, which is like speed, agility, and quickness. You can have a whole piece that's just that. Or in the next move, you can have that whole piece just be straight slow. So once I realized, like, we dancers becoming a dance athlete isn't necessarily about how well we can just dance. It's how well we can adapt to what we're being given, and being able to have, if anybody, people that's watching that knows Pokemon, you got to be able to be Ditto. Come on, Gengar, come on, for real. Yep. You got to be Ditto. Yes. Ditto might seem like he was the worst Pokemon to a degree. It doesn't matter. In this case, you might need to be Machop at one moment, then Machamp, and then Zapdos. Or you might need to be all of them in the same piece versus Ballet. It's no diss to Ballet at all, because it's prestigious. You know, it's amazing. But all they got to do is make sure their rondejams are on point, their turns are on point, their technique doesn't change from popping the crump to b-boy to house. All of them are different structures, different timings, different weight bearings, different shifts. All of them are different. It's like needing to be able to go up a hill, be a Jeep, then you got to make a sharp turn, you need to be a race car. Then you got to be able to haul something, so you got to be a diesel. So at any moment, you can change shapes. So once I realized that, my main focus was, it goes to injury prevention, which is first, which most people say that's what they do, but it's not seen in the regimen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like injury prevention and stability. Those things for us as dancers, that's when I realized, I said, oh, that's when I started leveling up on my legs. Like when I started being a certain size and producing Webster pistols at 185 pounds, barely 5'8". Like 180 pounds, I'm supposed to be like 155. But when I realized that, I was like, oh, this is how we're supposed to train. And from weight bearing, and like I was saying earlier in the car, from having the weight and understanding when you want to do weight training. It's not, I need to do weight training year round. No. You have to, for us, we have to be more tedious, I feel, than basketball players, because basketball players know we're going to jump like this, we're going to turn like this. We don't know. So we have to legitly be on that. Otherwise, it's not if we're going to get injured, it's when. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to go that.
No.
But yeah.
No, but like, even to go off of what you were saying earlier, is that we have to switch, right? You got to be a Jeep, you're going up, then you got to be diesel, then you got to make a hard right. And these all happen at such a quick pace. Like, say there's a combination that a choreographer is teaching you. Within that 1-8 count, it could go slow for 2, then fast for 3. Then you gotta pivot. Then you gotta turn really fast.
Jump.
And then jump. Go to the split. Go down. And that happens in 1-8 count.
You gotta be on time with that too. You gotta be on time. Be on beat. The technique got to be right inside of the move.
Right.
Like, it's like you can't look like you struggling. You got to have facials. It's like,
you got to have performance. Like, everything has to be all there together. And then when people see it for the result that it is, and all the training, 10, 15 years of training, 100%. And it makes it look easy and smooth, it's because of all that training. And there's so much like compensation that's going on within your body, we don't even know. And even afterwards, you said about like recovering, 100%. We have a short window of recovering, but we do this all the time. We're taking 4 or 5 classes, 6 a week, and then we have rehearsal, then like you're in a show full time or whatever that may be. Where's the window for recovery?
Come on.
Like an hour when we get home?
100%. Even like, and I've really been trying to figure this out even for myself. It's like, what is the circuit for us? Like, what is the real circuit? Meaning, like, we have football players have off season. Why? Basketball players have off season. Soccer have off season. Why? Because if they play basketball at that level year round, they would be injured. We perform high level year round. Audition high level January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We never have an off season. Hey, y'all, summer coming up. We got to get our bodies right. We might go on tour. Okay, world tour. They gonna have auditions in October for this. Okay, it's like it's everywhere. Like, you got to be ready anytime, all the time, everywhere, at one time.
Yes.
It's like that movie. It's like, what is it? Everywhere, all at once.
Yeah. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, I feel like dancers literally have to be that. Like, you can't even, basketball players can shoot ugly. As long as they go in, it doesn't matter. We can't look ugly when we're performing. We're not allowed to look ugly. We're not allowed to be fat. We're not allowed to miss a count. Even if that means I just twisted my ankle. You better hit that count.
And like, from experience, firsthand experience, that is very true. That's happened to me. And
the quality of, we have to have the quality of movement to stay the same, even though our costumes change. They want us, it doesn't matter about what we got to do. You're going to be in Timbs. These Timbs weigh like 10, 15 pounds. That's ankle weights. Doesn't matter. We still need you to hit that same timing.
Yeah.
But basketball players playing the specific shoe, have specific gear on when it's time to be at the elite level. When we perform at the elite level, it doesn't matter what we wear. It's like, wear those Timberlands, wear this heavy suit, wear this, it's like, you want me to do, I remember I did an event in a show. They wanted me to do a backflip with the lights off in a mask. I was like, and be on time. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I was like, yeah, man, you can do it. It's like, no, you're missing the point. I'm in a mask. You want me to do a high level skill in the dark and hit my cue. Oh man.
And like, when it comes to like, I feel like the fashion is more of a priority than it is like the safety or the health or anything when it comes to the dancer, right? Because you said it could be in Tim's, it could be in a low top shoe where it doesn't cover your ankle or whatever it is.
Come on,
you're gonna do it because we want the image, we need the look, we need the style. That's the top priority, and then it doesn't matter how your flat foot is gonna feel, how your sprained ankle is gonna feel with this shoe. It don't matter. It's the fashion first, and then your body mechanics are just recover later. But they don't think about that, right? Because basketball players got the specific shoe built around them. Even if it's a different design, it's still built for their foot, their ankle, the impact when they're coming back down from that hop, from that leap. 100%. For dancers, it's just like what looks good, what looks good for the dance, but it doesn't matter how it's going to make your body feel after. You're just going to have to take it.
100%. Not like even when they play football, they got certain the turf is a certain way. Basketball, the flooring is a certain way. Dancers, it doesn't matter. You might have to perform on concrete. You might have to perform on a wobbly stage. It doesn't matter. This is what is going. You might have to perform on a stage this narrow, and they gave you the piece to be this. No, you need to adapt. We gotta adapt. I think we are the most adaptable people when it comes to having to produce elite movement. Like, everybody has a controlled environment, a safety environment for them to produce. Gymnastics, it's safe. Like, we got chalk, the board can handle this, our gear's like this. It has nothing to do with fashion. It's all aerodynamics and what can allow us to perform at our highest elite level. That doesn't happen for us. Like,
not at all. Nope, not at all. And so, going with dance-related injuries and the road to recovery, because we talked about that too, right? Because not only, like, the first step should be injury prevention,
100%.
right? But a lot of artists and dancers, they do not do that. They may say they do that, right? But it might be like 5 minutes of like band work for something that hurts. But it's only when it starts to hurt is when we start paying attention to it.
100%.
Versus, like, I know we spoke about this before when I ran into you at the gym at like EOS, right? You said that there was like mind me if it's not completely accurate, but the muscle growth, like, we focus on the size of the muscle, but we don't focus on the joint health. But
100%.
We always focus on how big the muscle can get, and we think,
100%.
okay, we're ready, we're covered. But the muscle is different from the joints. It's different from
100%.
but we only think about the muscle and how big and aesthetic wise, but functionality wise, it may not be like the smartest thing or, for your job especially, right?
100%.
So with this, how can we start incorporating rehabilitation, or like say a dancer's gotten injured and they're on this road to recovery? It takes a toll on your mental because you physically cannot move or like do the things that you're used to doing, right? So you have to pivot. You got to use your mind, and you got to pivot and do other things and able to supplement that. Not only like for you to not get into a slump, but still be productive. You know what I'm saying? Because
100%.
dancers are so used to the physical aspect where it doesn't mean just because you're pivoting or you're kind of not even stepping away, but like having to look at something else. That doesn't mean you're giving up on dance.
100%.
That doesn't mean like you just have to be able to outsource and bring things back
100%.
to it. Exactly what you're doing, right? Because there is no regime. There is no programs when you look dance athlete programs. What workouts should I do? How should I recover? What should I eat?
100%.
To do where should I weigh? Like you said, should they be 6'5"? Should they be 4'11"? Should they be 5'5"? How much should they weigh? And how much
100%.
should all this go to? But like what are some things that from personal experience say that you were on the journey of recovering from your injuries?
Yeah.
Like kind of give us like an in on like what is that like for you? Like what do you do to pivot from?
Say no more. Okay, so for me, each injury that I got taught me like different things, Like one injury taught me that when you're training in a surplus weight, right? And it don't even have to be like fat. You're just heavier. You know what I mean? So, heavier means more weight, velocity, force, all that does add a immense amount of pressure on your joints. So the first thing I realized is that certain moves at a certain weight in a certain weight class, I can't practice them. So if I'm trying to do, let's say I use the Webster pistol because it took me 5 years to get that move. I love talking about this move. So it took me 5 years to get that move. But me hitting that at 175, I shouldn't be trying to hit it at 195 because it's not smart. Even if I can produce it, it's not smart to produce it because that's injury prone. Because now if I'm trying to train that move and I'm heavier, it doesn't match. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so I'm more so just doing it for ego to be like I can do it at 195. That doesn't mean I'm training it. I'm just at some point you start training moves at a heavier weight is detrimental. It's counterproductive. Like once I started realizing even though I can do it, doesn't mean you should. Now it starts to be counterproductive when you're at a certain weight class trying to get certain movement. It's like, oh, I don't need to train that. I just need to train. I need to be at a 195 and train the regression. You know what I'm saying? So now, it's productive, and I'm not jeopardizing the to get injured and not risking injury because I just want to do it at 195. They say, oh, I can do it at 195. Okay, but now, again, it's counterproductive. So that's one of the lessons that I learned because I started doing that move, and it was another move that I was doing. And don't get me wrong, I was landing. I was like, yeah, I'm landing at 195. Yeah. It was something internal, but it was still, to a degree, ego-based from landing it. You know what I'm saying? At that weight class, and I end up injuring my performance. I strained it, which is, of course, it's the small muscle like inside of the glute or whatever, but it made stepping up heavy, it made stepping up hard. So that's when I realized I can't train like that. And I feel like most dancers shouldn't train their elite moves at a surplus weight. You should always do regression. So that's one. That's what I found out with my first injury with my performance, which was a strain. The second one was I hurt my ankle. And the way I hurt my ankle was I was doing like mad, like I'm gonna say like ankle breakers or whatever. I was doing certain movements again at a velocity. I was doing speed and I was moving those ankles with, like, let's say if I'm pulling 25 pounds. It don't seem like a lot, but on your ankle it is. So I would get in the pistol and I would just try to like use my ankle to kind of like move it over. Like I would shift it over. Granted, that is a decent workout, not with weight though. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, oh, everything doesn't need weight. Most things, then that's when I realized, oh, these are band movements. This is a strength exercise for my ankle, but with bands. So you don't need the force of something pushing you down. You need something of pulling you back, which is a completely different way to train. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's not about necessarily lifting. It's about something pulling you. It's a completely different, you know what I'm saying, shift of how to train. And that was another thing. I said, oh, so this injury taught me, oh, when I'm training these versions of strengthening, and I want to strengthen and get velocity, I don't train the ability to get it big, because it's not about getting the tendon or the ankle big. It's about getting it stronger. Oh, I got to use bands. Click, click, got it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was the second injury that I had, and I couldn't do really no Webster's at the time. I couldn't glide. I couldn't do the stuff that I usually do. And this last injury that taught me, it was an injury equation that I had it kind of brought me to the conclusion, right? And it's where dehydration, lack of sleep, like exhaustion, heavy weight, and the time frame of when you go to sleep. So I feel now this equation, if all these are off, you shouldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Like if all of these are present, you need to chill. You don't need to go out. You don't need to do nothing. You just need to recover. You need to hydrate. You need to eat. You need to not be exhausted from a workout. You just need, because if all 5 of these are present, you're about to get injured. Not if, it's like you're getting close. Like you're standing on the cliff. So if all these 5 things, and most of these things are prevalent, and dancers think, oh, I'm just gonna thug it out. No. If all these are present, you don't thug nothing out. Even if you need to call out, you call out, because you're a blow up away from getting an injury.
That's what happened to me,
bro.
I had my adductor strain doing windmills.
Come on, bro.
And the suit that I had to be in, because I would train at AGC with you and all that, but I wouldn't be training with the suit on, or with the extra weight. So I would only be training with my body weight.
Come on.
And then when I went over there, I remember, like, I did everything right. Like, that day I stretched, I warmed up, I was hydrated, but I didn't realize, I was tired. I was fasting at that point too, and so I was like lack of
exhausted.
nutrient.
That's a form of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad to fast. It's just, remember I was saying the regimen. You got to know, like, the training got to go with how the food is. Like, if you're going to exhaustion, if you're putting yourself to an exhaustion state, you shouldn't be lifting or doing nothing crazy. You shouldn't be going tumbling. Like, a lot of people do that, but that's just because they make you feel like a warrior. It's not bad. Do it sometimes, but you got to recognize when it's like, oh, you know what? My body is exhausted. Especially going through the fast, you're going through a metamorphosis. Like, your body is changing already. So it's focused on inside change. How is it going to handle outside forces? It's going through an intense internal change, like fasting through exhaustion. That's why when most people do exhaustion, they do work out, but they are extremely strategic on, they meditate. It's more so mental it's more so mental and spiritual than just I'm fasting to be for a workout. You know what I'm saying? Like, because fasting, you're putting yourself through exhaustion in order for your body to recalibrate the cells and all of that. So, and you said that suit weight was like 20 pounds?
An extra, yeah.
Come on, bro.
So I'm doing that. And when it happened, it was during the torque of it when I'm turning.
Of course.
And once that happened, I heard it pop, and there's a video on it, but I grab it instantly, and I have to still, when we're like thugging it out, I still had to like continue for a little bit until I could walk off, limp off.
We are the only ones where the game doesn't stop.
Yep.
Every other game stops. Halt. He's on the ground. We're the only ones. Hey, man, you better figure it out.
I had to keep going until my scene was done. So
Nasty
it was
work.
brutal. Exactly.
Nasty work.
It was brutal. I had to go to the ER right away, and thank God it was just a strain. Like they did the
100%.
MRI and everything on me, and it was good. But I remember when I was recovering, and that's when I did see you at the gym. I remember you telling me that you're like, seeing if you were overweight and if you had like any of this extra, it would have been even worse.
100%.
Good thing it wasn't like gravity bearing down. It was more so of a momentum thing.
100%.
But either way, it gave out. It popped. It strained on me, and I was.
Because it's shifting. It's like when you add the excess weight, and because all of our movement, none of our movement is up, down, left, right. All of our movement is twisting, turn, shift. Everything is boom, boom. So all athletes, football, I won't say all, most athletes that we see getting injured, they get injured on turns. They get injured on, I'm jumping and trying to go to this, or I'm trying to land and turn. So most of us, we get injured. So it feels like it takes a long time, but we get injured. Our body gets injured quickly because all we do is twist, turn. So why? And I tell dancers when you're working out, don't train linear all the time, because you're solidifying your body only thinking linear. So now when you finally turn, your body is used to going straight full velocity. So when it's used to going this, it goes in autopilot, muscle memory. We're going to go as fast as we can this way. But all of a sudden, the choreographer tells you to go left. When as soon as you give it 100%, your body is used to still going forward. It's not if. Your body is going to be like, we're still going forward. You're going to do this, and your body going to keep going. You like, oh, tear, spring. Like, yeah, bro.
And you mentioned it earlier, the velocity. I don't think people really understand, like even dancers, I don't think they understand to like the capabilities that their body is like compensating and like working its magic for them, because it switches on a dime stop on like real quick. You have to be real fast, and then you got to change that direction in like a second, less than a second.
You better not be off count, and we for sure one in.
Exactly.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4
exactly. I got to do a full double turn within that, and then I have to shift my momentum and drop down really quick. Like all the change of direction, we don't understand like how much impact it can with the joints, because I shared my experience with you where I had to do a turn really fast, and I heard my right ankle just pop because I had to do it real quick into a next move, and we were doing this 6, 7, 8 times nonstop. It was across the floor, so it was like, you're done, come back,
and
now
do
it's
it
your turn
again.
and come back and do it again. And we were drilling it at a fast pace, bro. And it finally gave out and it snapped, and I had to like, I didn't break it or anything or sprain it. I mean, I probably sprained it, but like, then you had to keep going. And then when am I going to recover? Later. And guess what? That next day I had a call back, and I had to do that again and again.
Come on.
And so it doesn't stop.
Come on.
And
on a floor that's not forgiving.
No, not at all, because it's wooden floor, but then it's straight up concrete right underneath. There's no like springs or nothing to help the joints.
Just like you go to a gymnastic place, it is springs on there. Everything that they do is there to keep them safe to perform at an elite level. And for us, it's just, and it's okay. But that's why I said, me finding out these ways and helping dancers train inside the injury prevention zone, but also still gaining strength. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a zone that I teach to stay in. Like, stay in this zone, but bring things into that. Because it's more so injury prevention, is more so adaptive. So I tell people, bring strength inside of it. So like I was saying with the ankle, I said, I got to bring this training inside of the ability that I need to have so I don't get injured. So it's not about weights. It's about the technique of what the body needs, versus when we are dancing, like you were saying earlier, they're focused on how well we can make it look, but not knowing that we're going against the natural anatomy of what the body is used to doing. So us training that is almost like, oh man, we got to always go back to the basics of how the body moves and let it know we're going to turn a lot. So letting it know that we're going to turn a lot. So that's why I suggest dancers Focus on injury prevention, bring strength into that, and don't stay linear. You can't stay linear. Even when ballet dancers do their stuff, they do rond de jambes. That's not linear. Even their hips roll when they do développé. Like they roll. Like everything is centered around. They turn. Their basics at the bar. Even if you could do 8 turns, they do 1 turn or they do quarter turns in order for them to be like, okay, body, just like, we're going to always be turning. Turning is essential for what we do. I don't know how many times dancers do, like in this space, actually focus on twisting and rotating. That's all it's been, is a twist and rotate. But it's like, if dancers don't do those, like you were saying, like you don't realize doing it over and over and over and over again on a floor that's unforgiving. And then not to mention, you may have had a burger or you may have eaten a certain way and now you done gained weight, and it sounds so minute and crazy, but this is why ballet dancers are so, when they at that elite level, they know what they're going to eat. They do like bodybuilders down there, like, oh, well, I won't eat today. I'm going to have water and a shake. Take my vitamins, have water and a shake, but I'm not going to eat something that's going to make me heavy when I need to jump. Because that can be the difference between you jumping high or you jumping sluggish. You might be jumping high, but you're jumping sluggish. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that is a part of how well you want this 3 months is focused on, I'm building mass to come back down. So that means you can't go to his class, even though you like him. You like how well he move, how fast he move, but you're in your mass building phase in order to gain strength with mass. But that means you can't go to the elite classes because you'll probably get injured being that much more heavy. So now you got to focus on, I need to go to a class that I can still work on my speed, but work on my speed where it's not counterproductive to me. Now I'm pulling my back, I'm pulling my lat, I got strain in my neck, it's like now it's counterproductive. Now you just get injured left and right. People go, it just meant I was working hard. No, that means your body's telling you need to dial it back.
Yes.
Feeling sore like, I can't move my neck that way. That's not a good thing. That's not because you sore from working out. That's your body telling you we're doing too much with the amount of weight we got. We gotta figure something out. We might have a knot, like something is not right. And I think dancers listen to their artistry, but they don't listen to their bodies. And your body will talk to you. Like even with my last injury, like this tear. I heard my body. I was like, I said, but I should be okay today. Like I was sitting in the car. I was like, I should be okay. Tomorrow, we doing 100% recovery. We ain't doing nothing. We doing 24 hours where we're eating nothing but fruits, coconut water, getting a massage. It's nothing but 24, maybe 48 hours of straight recovery. That's it. And I didn't make it there because I didn't listen. I didn't listen. I ignored it and was like, I'll do this tomorrow when I should have did it that day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. And to speak off of the injury and recovering and everything, I think a lot of the times because people do not see us recover and rehab, it's not just us, right? It takes a team. It takes a unit, 100%. Right? Whether that's loved ones being there and, supporting any way that they can, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially.
100%, bro.
And then even getting massage and PT and all that stuff. It takes a whole team to get that recovery back and you to even get into functioning form.
Agreed.
And so, share us from your experience. What is that like? I mean, just having that support and how important that is from your loved ones and able to have a successful road to recovery.
Agree. So I think, at least for me, what has helped me during my times of recovery, during my time of recovery, like as of now, is that your support system will watch how you handling it. And you wanna let them know that as you're handling it, that you are okay. You know what I'm saying? That it's not that you are thankful that they're there, and you reassure them and show them that you appreciate that they are there to help. And as much as it is taking a toll on you to be injured, their lives are changing as well. So you got to be, you know what I'm saying, also aware that even though you're going through what you're going through, if they're supporting you 100% like they probably are, and you have a support system, that they're going through it with you. Like even with my lady, she got to carry all the bags up because I got to use my crutches to get upstairs. You know, she can't help me. So even at what I was doing all the time, even from the 5-gallon water, I got to wait till my brother come up to bring it up because I need the rail to get up the stairs. You see what I'm saying? So all of that and makes a difference. To once you start focusing on being appreciative that you have people in your life that actually want to help, that even if it's just one call through the whole 3 weeks, that's still somebody was thinking about you. And to demand something on them is, I feel, and it sounds a little crazy when you are the injured one, it sounds insensitive because they're changing everything for you. Like everything that they're doing will be essentially, you know what I'm saying, for your recovery. And then with the mental space is, always remember that you're more than dance. Like you're more than your injury. When you take hold of that I'm more than just a couple 8 counts. I'm more than just this. Like, what were you doing before you were good at dance? Like, what was your other things that you enjoy? Like, what are the other, I guess, hobbies? And do you like to cook? Like, these injuries aren't a way to stop you. They're almost a way to look in. So anytime I see a person injured or an obstacle, it's like, yo, now you got to look within. What is this? This is stopping you from something, and it's allowing you to pause. So now, when you pausing in it, look from within. And as you looking from within, I really feel like that's where the answer usually is. And because I can't give anybody the answer on how they should handle recovery, but one thing I can say is, you got to stay grateful for what you already have. Then you got to make sure you're looking forward from within on who you are, that you're more than just dance. Everybody is. Everybody that's a dancer, we're together through dance. That's our universe. We're dance. We speak dance language. But there's other things that you are other than, you're more than dance. Like even like you dance. You also, I don't know how to say it, but you also, what is
respiratory therapist?
Respiratory therapist. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You also are a top tier performer on the street. Like you're more than just dancing. When I mean performer, I'm not talking about dance. I'm talking about conveying messages to get people to have a good time, which is completely different from I'm tight or I look good. It's completely different.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So you're more than just what you can do with your moves. So I think if people hold on to that mentally, and and just do what you can, like your leg injured, do some pull-ups, do some curls. Like you can still find ways through the obstacle. And this has come from somebody who has a torn ligament, like right now. Like,
yeah, right.
We're not even talking about, it's easy for you to say you don't never get injured. No. Injuries and obstacles are a part of the process of knowing who you are. Obstacles are there to get you to know who you are. Like, if you never go through an obstacle, how do you know who you are? Like, if it's always easy, or do you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know, like, and that's when the biggest obstacles is when you go into inside. And when you go inside and you find that's when you start to realize, oh man, life is just being life, and everybody's got their own version of their life. So I can't get mad and demand them to listen to me because my problems isn't more important than his. Like when you realize that, more people come to help. It's like I've been really blessed too to also have good people to help me. So, but I'm also grateful for them. Like I also don't put this energy on them. Like I keep it to where thank you for coming and bringing me food, man. You didn't have to. Thank you for asking me if I want a soda, or thank you just for the call, or even bringing your game over to play the game. We might not play the game for another month, but at least you did it that one time. And I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I would suggest people to handle injury in that mindset.
Yeah, I think personally, it's scary at first. You know, it's scary because it's so unknown, and I think when the injury, especially when it first happens, or you can still really feel the pain or just like the physical toll that it takes on you. I think sometimes, like, I'm speaking just from my personal experience, but you kind of spiral a little bit, and you think and you keep asking yourself, well, why is this happening to me? Like, why? Like, I did everything right, and when I really didn't, because I'm not paying attention to the little stuff like exhaustion 100%. And like all that. But I'm like almost kind of self-pitying myself, and then it brings you into this zone to where you are just like a lot of your energy and emotion and your mind is just thinking about like how bad you feel, opposed to like what you just said. It's not just you that gets injured. It's your partner. It's your family, whoever's.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to admit that I didn't realize how much it was taking a toll on the people taking care of me. And I was just so centered around like, how can I get better? And now I'm not going to make no money, or now whatever you think that's going to be the effect of what's happening from the cause. That's all that I was drowning in. And it was hard for me to separate it at first. And sometimes like you notice it a little bit too late than not. But I started making those connections that you were saying. But my biggest fall was I was so scared of the unknown. I didn't know if I was going to dance again. I didn't know if I was going to get replaced while I was gone. Like
100%.
And what we were talking about earlier, there is no off season. There is no breaks. When I got out of commission and I was hurt, I was thinking, well, I'm going to get replaced right now, and they're just going to forget about me because I'm just another number. I'm just this and I'm just that. But it was kind of like,
scary thought for sure.
And it was kind of how the industry kind of formulates an artist to think, because we're replaceable, or now I can't physically do this, or what is my timetable to come back? Like, am I still going to be open for me to come back? Are you still going to want? And again, there is no off season. So how am I supposed to do this? And then on top of that, I love the physical therapist team that I went to, but they're just not specialized with working with dancers. And so we were guessing a lot of the things. Like, it was just kind of what you would generally do for an adductor strain, but it wasn't specific to where this is where I got hurt, and this is this. And he never worked with a dancer before, so it was still new to him as well. So I'm going on this recovery journey, but in a way I'm still, and bless his heart, but I'm still like kind of a guinea pig in a way. Like, you're still trying to try stuff out with me.
Yeah.
When I'm in this part where I'm like, I'm trying to get better and I'm trying to get back into commission right now.
Come on.
And all of this is happening, and I don't realize the toll that is taken on my partner, or the toll that is taken on my family. And then I kind of lost it in the process. So yeah, it's kind of a big topic that people don't really talk about until it happens to them.
Agreed.
Which sucks, because
100%.
Because I knew injuries happen. I know all that happens, but I didn't think, I'm like, well, I'm doing the right stuff and I'm making sure I'm in check. So it's not going to happen
to me.
It's not going to happen. But
and I tell people this, because like right now, some people call me like, bro, how are you handling this so well? Because what I tell people is, don't think it can't. I never thought I couldn't get injured. I was like, I think even when it happened to me, people was like, bro, how you feel? I was like, I just tore my shit. I was like, and that's just what it is. But I wasn't mad. And I tell people, don't think, even though I train crazy, I don't think I'm stronger than you. I think I can get injured too. So when it happens, I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm not like I can't believe it, because I'm like, I train so I don't, but I also understand physics. I understand percentages. 60, I think it's like 55 to like 60% of dancers get this tear, get Achilles tear. Like, they get it. Like, it's like, so 60% is more than half. I might be in that half. I might be in the half that never gets it, and I might be in the half that gets it. That's 50-50 chance. And the 50-50 chance is 60-40. So it's like, and you almost increase your chances the more you perform, the more you train, the more you dance, the more you battle, the more you session, because all these things are different things that dancers compartmentalize. Performing is different from the rehearsals. Training is different from the sessions. Sessions is different from the battles. Battles is different from the labbing. all these are segments that are completely different from each other and all require time and energy. So when you look at it like that, it's like, and the more elite you are, the more you're probably going to be on the 60%, because the more time you put into it, the more times
your probability
it just goes up. And then somebody like me, I tumble, I do all this. So I'm like, oh, if this happens, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying I won, but I wouldn't be like, I can't believe it happened to me. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just that's just what it is.
So in conclusion, it's not if, but when, you know,
bro.
And that's just something, that's a reality that we have to be prepared for, you know, and there's ways to prepare for it. And like I said, even before I got injured, I thought I was doing all the right things. I thought I was doing all the preventatives and all that stuff. But even what you were saying, I wasn't calculating my weight. I wasn't calculating I would eat healthy, but the portions, you know what I mean?
100%.
Like I would eat chicken and rice, but it would be like a lot of rice and like maybe 5 pieces of chicken.
Come on.
And I'm like, but it's still chicken and rice though. And but like,
it's because you, and it's crazy, like you were saying, like, because at that point, you wasn't eating bad, but you was eating for mass versus eating for performance. It's like, it's not a bad, you wasn't eating bad at all. It's just, when you lifting, you're going to be getting bigger by default. So now it's like, oh crap. Again, it's like what you were saying, the regimen got to match the actions. So it's like, yeah, man. Yeah, this is,
Yeah. So, it was a pleasure like having this conversation with you today. This very enlightening, and personally, it really got me because I've been going through my own like injury like journey and process and stuff, and I watched it. I mean, I'm better now from my adductor strain, but I watched the timeline and now I can reflect on it and be like, oh, okay, so this was what was going on and taking place while I was grieving, while I was thinking my career is over. All of this was still happening. Everyone was still trying to make this work, and it took a team for me to be able to walk again,
100%.
to be able to function, to be even be able to do to break again, flares, windmills, and all that.
And
like,
I had an adductor strain before too.
You
can't squeeze. It feels trash.
Yeah.
I couldn't glide. I couldn't do this.
It hurts. Yeah.
Like it was like, that's why I'm like, as I'm listening to you, I was like, okay, they say abduction, she said ad. Like even for me, like I've had one of those, and it was like, and for me it took me maybe like 5 or 6 months, but I couldn't glide. I couldn't glide in. Like I couldn't do like this. Like the way I can do stuff now, where I can do this and like be on the ground and get that little foot glide like together. I couldn't do that because I couldn't pull. It was like the strain, so I completely, and it's like sharp. It's like a sharp pain. It doesn't feel good at all.
And you realize how much it is a part of your style that you're incorporating that muscle a lot. Because I do it too. Like I watch your style, bro, and I know it has a lot of that. Like,
bro,
you know, and with my style too, like I like to go like in and collapse on myself and get into all these like weird like
100%
stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I didn't realize how much I was using it. And now that I got hurt and now I'm recovering for it, I'm like, oh man, like I can feel like the fact that I was emphasizing that and using that a lot. I was taking it for granted because I wasn't working it out, but I was using it a lot. And I thought it was my strength, but really it was my weakness because I wasn't conditioning it. I was just doing it.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. Which makes all the difference. When I was saying like what I did with my ankle, I was putting weight on it when it didn't need weight. Like it needed the band. So even now when I train my adductor, I only use bands. I don't get on the people when they get on the machine, they do this. I don't even do those. Like I stay away from those. Yeah. Like I stay like,
wow.
Yeah, bro.
Wow, bro.
Like any weight bearing, like heavy weight, it's like, oh no. Not because we don't need that. We need fast, speed, illusion, timing, shift. Like we know when somebody shoot the ball, oh, we can gauge it. For us, it's like the next top tier choreography might be like, it's like we don't know what the deal is.
You're not even gonna know, right?
Come on, we don't know what the deal is.
Oh man, so yeah, this is a great conversation again,
Come
bro.
on, bro, 100%.
Very enlightening. We're always, you're always welcome in the studio here. So Danceletics, becoming a dance athlete, like where can people purchase this? Where can they find you on social media?
So
Let us know.
Yeah, so Joe _Stylezzz, and then you can find it in the link in bio.
Okay.
For sure. Like you can find it in the link in bio. And there's a couple other things I'm working on that I'll be producing probably in the next couple months. And it's for sure to help dancers turn them into that. Cause that's one of my biggest goals is like I want dancers to really get the not the praise, but get the, like, we athletes, man. We really are, bro.
Recognition
like,
that we deserve for it.
Yeah, man. Like, our whole, anytime we do performances, we doing plyometrics. Like, we doing everything. Like, on the worst terrain, like, with the worst gear on, and flashing lights, and, like, moving stages, and, you know what I'm saying?
Everything.
We gotta have glasses on, and they gotta stay like this, and we gotta keep a character. We gotta have a beanie on, and they gotta stay shifted. If it do this, we might lose our job. Mm-hmm. It's like, so, yeah, man. So I really wanna push that for sure.
And how much is I think I looked it up. It's like $25, right? Danceletics.
25, man. And I tell a lot of dancers, I say, it's not gonna give you a plan, meaning like it's not gonna give you a workout plan, but it will teach you how to become what you're trying to become an athlete. It's not changing your dance style. It's not teaching you basics on this is how you should dance. It's specifically showing you like this is how to turn into this. It's to make the transition from just seeing yourself as a dancer, but noticing that, oh, this is how I become the athlete inside my artistry, because they're not separate, they're one and the same. You just gotta make sure you know how to make that other side connect with it. And that's why I suggest dancers often like just get the book, and then that way you can, when you read something, and it's not a long read, it's an easy read, then you can see it and it sums up certain things. You're like, oh dang, this is that. And then if you want, and if any of you guys have any questions, just reach out to me, Joe_Stylezzz, 3 Z's, or Danceletics.
So dancers, artists, performers, look into Danceletics. If you guys have any questions, Joe Stylezzz is the man. Joe Stylezzz is your guy, man. I'm even going to go to him for questions as well. But this is something that all dancers and performers should get on. You guys should do that. Be proactive about it. Don't wait until you get injured before you start thinking about it. So,
100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Stylezzz. Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for watching another episode of On Call. If you want to check us out, we are on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. So go ahead and check us out. Give us a like, share, and follow, and we'll be back with the next episode.